All right, so we're back live. We are here talking about the new MacBooks, the M1 Pro and M1 Max, a discussion, just a live chat about the Apple laptops that came out. I did a video about the Apple Live event, but they got flagged for copyright. So thanks for the people who joined. Look, I've seen a lot of videos of people speccing up the computers, but I want to do it myself and just have a look at and see what really is important to look at if you want to buy this computer. Now, I remember if you remember my other videos, just talking about really do you need that laptop? You know, we've got the lovely M1 over here, and it does everything that a professional video creator uses, it needs to do in day-to-day activities, video editing, a lot of different kind of uses. But look, if you're going to go out and get this new computer, I mean, from what we see, it has a new design. I'm not too much of a fan of it. The notch, I think that, we could have just had a little bit less screen real estate and kept it all unified, because someone like myself, I like to look in frames. A frame is what makes the image, composes the image together. It's everything that's within a frame that actually allows you to narrow in and focus on what's important within the image. If you just sort of had like a circle or a notch-like shape, soft edges and things like that, I feel that it sort of distracts you from the main purpose of what you're doing, which is looking at a video, editing a photo, working out code. I just think it has a very PC feel, sort of Windows-based laptop feel. So anyway, we'll just get into it. We'll just check out the website here and see what we've got going on. Unleashed. Introducing the new MacBook Pro with, the M1 Pro and M1 Max chips. So that's the difference. It's still the MacBook Pro, but they have the M1 Pro chip and the M1 Max chip, which is the main difference, I guess. All right. Supercharged for pros, incredible performance with the M1 Pro, M1 Max chip, amazing battery life, and a 14 or 16-inch liquid Retina XDR display. Cool. Yeah, makes sense. Just by looking at this setup here, I'm not a fan of the design. I think they've taken a step back to the old school design. Maybe they had to, use more space to fit everything in. That's fine, but I don't know. It's like either go really sharp or go rounded, or even how the M1 here has sort of like, it kind of goes up and then ends and then stops. It just seems like this is like a bit of more of a boat. It looks like a very boat-like look to it. Boaty is the best description I can give. All right, so what do we want to do? We want to order. So let's go in and order our laptops. Right, so we have the options of the 13-inch, which is what I have at the moment and what a lot of you guys probably have. And obviously, we've got a price of Australian $1,899, so nearly $2,000, and then just a few $100 more for $2,200. You have the 512 gigabyte SSD storage unit. Obviously, we'd be looking first of all to go to the 14-inch, and we have an 8-core CPU with a price of $3,000, but obviously you get the 512 gig SSD storage. So jumping from the 512 SSD storage configuration, we have the M1 at $2,200, and for another $800 you get the 14-inch version with double the cores of CPU, and also starting with I believe 16 gigabytes of RAM. So that's a pretty good upgrade, for an extra $800 on top of the M1 Pro. You're getting double the RAM and double the GPU cores and a bigger screen, an XDR display and things like that. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't want to spend more than $3,000 on a machine anyway. I mean, these days, I guess it's more acceptable if it's your only machine and things. But, you can buy a secondhand car for $3,000. You can pay a couple of months rent for $3,000, So we've got to think about how we're really using our machines and what we're spending our things on. But let's just go with the 8-core CPU. I wouldn't spec that up. I would keep that as it is. I mean, there's no point once we click select. I don't think there's any option. Okay, we can go the M1 Pro with the 10-core CPU. I see. Okay, so let's say you do that. I don't know if that would even make much of a difference. That's like $300. I mean, you'd probably want to go all the way and get an M1 Max with 10-core CPU, 30-core GPU. I don't know how much difference you'd get in for $1,000, how much real world performance you would actually get. I understand that it's it's an interesting, it's like you'd want to do that if that's, what you want to do and spec it up. But realistically, you want to select the M1 Max if you want to be able to maximize the memory. Right. So you want to max the memory out and then get a 1 terabyte of SSD storage. I see. So now you're up to like 5,000, which is that's a pretty expensive computer. Remember, the base model MacBook Pro on the website is selling for $1,900, and now for an extra nearly $3,500, you're getting a top of the line laptop. But what's the real world case scenario? We've got to really think about that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It does look good from the top. I mean, in terms of design, I think that side doesn't look good at all. The notch, I don't think it's appropriate. But who knows? Maybe once we start using it, it'll look much better. But this top-down view, it does look like cool and interesting, but I don't think it's very practical. I like the full keys at the top. That is something that's very practical. But just having the keywell all in black as well, I think it's a design aesthetic, sure, but it doesn't really help you distinguish the keys as well as it probably should have. Right. So, yeah, that's an ugly computer. That is not the best looking side profile on a laptop, especially for the latest Apple computers. It just looks like a tub, like a bathtub. I don't know if anyone here in the chat, I see there's someone online at the moment, which is really cool. Just like the stream, it helps tell other people that we're on. Yeah, what do you think? I think that it looks like a boat, it's not very attractive. But that's okay. I mean, we're not here to talk about how attractive it looks. Yep, that's cool. Having a big Apple logo, pretty nice. Anyway, so we've spec'd it out. We've got the latest. We've got everything we need. Okay, so if we want to do the same thing for how do we get back? For the 16-inch. Now we're looking at different options, but I think you can upgrade from this model on the left all the way to the one on the right. You can definitely upgrade whatever you want, it seems like. So let's say we go for the highest spec. The other computer was 5,500. This is 5,200. And if we go for the 64 gig of memory, you're looking at, another $600 on top of that. So we're probably about $300 more just for the 16-inch, which you probably want to get. But that 14 inch actually, in my opinion, is probably the best, like size for a laptop. To me, a laptop's something that's portable, you can throw in your bag and stuff. But yeah, look, this has just been a little quick stream for you guys. I mean, I was gonna do a full video on stuff, but I'm not really this kind of Mac person, and I just want to let you guys know about the M1 and how amazing it is, and I still hold from my theory, and what I proposed in the other videos to be as valid as they were when I first made the videos, because the M1 is a really good machine. And it's like, what do you use your computer for? Do you need it to, like to have 30 streams of 4K footage running at once? I mean, probably not. And I just want to, let people out there know that you don't have to go out and get this computer because it's just the latest one. This M1 over here is just an amazing machine, It does everything I need it to do. It's reliable. I don't have to plug it in very often for battery. Look, the MacBook Air, which is good for you. Yeah, from $1,400. So from half price, you're getting the 8 core. The 8 core versus the 10. It's pretty cool how they have this this kind of comparison chart. It's pretty informative, I would say. I'll just bring that up. So we can see here that we have all the different models. But honestly, you're going from the Air to the M1 Pros. I don't know how much real world difference there'll be. People know what you need to get. If you need to get the M1 Pro, the M1 Max, you know that you need to get it. But for me, I have this PC. I'm running this live stream off the PC. I don't think I'd be able to do that as effectively off the M1 at all. I mean, I've tried, and it sort of lags up quite significantly with any kind of intense graphics or a few different scenes involved. I don't know how well the 14 and 16 inch will do with that GPU. It's still a laptop, I would invest in getting your small laptop for laptop stuff, and getting the Air for $1,500 Australian dollars, and then spending $1,500 Australian dollars on a PC. If we go to Google, right, and type in $1,500 PC build. This is just me randomly going through. This is a pre-configured PC here. It's we'll see what we get. So we get a full 6-core 6-thread CPU. We've got an RTX 3060, which is like gonna destroy any 32 GPU, 32 core Apple GPU that they have, and you get yourself your 16 gigabytes of RAM, an SSD, a hard drive. I mean, that'll run. You could probably upgrade the RAM. Let's say $2,000 mid-tier. I mean, these are gaming computers, right? So they sort of go for all about the graphics card here. You've got the 360 Ti and stuff. But my point is, yeah. Hey, man, how you doing? Hey, you got your chat there, and you got your chat coming up. That's cool. You need it for portability. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Are you thinking of getting that kind of that laptop for everything? Because if you are, then that's a good idea. But if you're like, if you have somewhere where you can render the big stuff, a PC would definitely help. Wow. 24 core. I ordered an M1. Wow. Okay. The M1. Okay, cool. That's a pretty big machine. Yeah. I'm just gonna check out this visual settings. Yeah. The 32 core model. Oh, the 24 core, 4 terabyte. How much did that cost? Australian $6,000. Wow. Man, where do you live in Melbourne? Because it would be really cool to come check out that laptop and run some tests against the old M1. So if you do, send us your email. Or I'll just or just hit us up on Instagram. My Instagram is Tim McCartney. And yeah, man, it'll be cool to hang out and check out that laptop. Oh, you live in Sydney. That's all right. No worries. Oh man, that's gonna be quite a good computer. I'm excited for you, definitely. Just think that it's good to talk about it. To talk about the idea of, what do you need it for? Like, what do you actually use your laptop for, Will? Do you use it to do video productions? To do like photography or coding? What do you actually kind of use it for? But for everyone out there who's watching this as a rerun, which Mac is right for you? I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just gonna advise. If you're able to get the M1 Max, cool. Go ahead and get it. But if you don't need to, and you need to save some money, the Air or the Pro M1s are just, in my opinion, so mind blowing already that you'll be fine with those. And I think it's cool. It's cool to see what they came out with. Just to wrap it up, the design I'm not a fan of. Doesn't look as good as the old machines. The keyboard looks like it's going to be much better to type with. I don't know about the black on black, a little bit distracting. Not so distracting. The idea is that it's, it all looks the same, so you might sort of miss some keys, but maybe I just need to improve my touch typing. The notch, I'm not a fan of that, but who knows? It might just integrate nicely into programs. I understand why they did it. It just doesn't seem very Apple in a sense. Steve Jobs, kind of thing. Yeah, I understand. No, look, honestly, like there's two ways about it. It's like the notch, I understand. Like if they said, hey, we'll give you a notch, right? But we'll also give you a bit more extra space on the screen, I would do it. But I think what I'm trying to say is that Apple was amazing for preventing us from having everything and making us use what we have, right? To the most extent, if you get what I'm saying. So like they would come out with a laptop with only 2 USBs. So it's like, okay, one for your mouse and one for a hard drive. That's for the laptop. If you want to go get your desktop out and plug in a whole bunch of peripherals, do it, because the computer itself isn't able to handle it. So yeah, definitely these laptops are, ultimate computers for sure. They are. Like, you're right. You're totally right. It's just, it's like, they went overboard, and that's a good thing, isn't it? They went overboard and they just said, we're going crazy. We don't care, what it means to anything or anyone. It's like, we're going for the max performance, the biggest screen that we can. We'll put a notch in there if we have to. We'll make it the design. Like, the design's not so important. And we'll just be, yes, and the price. We don't care about the price. Spend your whole money on it. I would love to have one just to see how it compares to the PC, because ultimately I would replace my PC with a laptop or a small computer any day, any time. Because it's not really cool having a PC sometimes. But I'm in a position where I have a place where I edit, and that's where I do most of my work. And the PC works well there because you turn it on and it's all ready to go. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We just hung out for about 20 minutes here, and which part of Melbourne? Yeah, so the eastern suburbs. Yeah, man. We're getting out of lockdown soon, so it's gonna be cool. Oh, nice. Yeah, cool, man. Hit us up on Instagram. Yeah, man. Send us a message, dude, and it would be cool to see what you get up to. You know, bit of coding, video editing. Yep, that's awesome. Bit of gaming, interesting. The games will fly on that thing for sure. But yeah, man, it's I appreciate you hanging out as well, and kicking back. Yeah, we'll just end this one here. Sometimes I have no time to make these videos, you know. It's like, what can we do? But yeah, man, peace out. And for everyone watching this as a replay, I hope this is a little bit of entertainment and just my thoughts. You know, you don't have to go out there and spend a whole bunch of money on the laptop. You just should consider your purchase and consider what you need the computer for. Will here, he knows what he needs it for. He's getting it. He got it. He ordered it. All props to you, man. But for everyone else that just thinks that they should get the latest computer because it's the latest and it'll last them, this M1's gonna last too. It's gonna last for 4 to 5 to 6 years. I guarantee. You know, I pretty much guarantee it. You know, like there's no other. For web browsing and basic, 1080p footage, video editing. I mean, like the fact that 1080p hasn't left us in 15, 20 years or however long, maybe 15 years, 1080p footage, like we still use that. It's like these laptops will last us, as Will said, for 6 years. It'll probably last you 10, I don't know how much faster we can really get. I mean, they'll get massive clock speeds and stuff, but they're going to sit on this model for a while now. Yeah. All right, guys, take care. Stay safe. Enjoy yourself. And we'll see you again on another stream probably, or another video. I don't have the M1, so M1 Pro, M1 Max, so I'm not really going to make videos on that, but I might start making some videos on other things, Yeah. Take care. Stay safe. Peace out. Bye.